Are you curious about crypto projects in multi-trillion-dollar industries? Well, we often chase the latest, shiniest coins, but sometimes a veteran coin, a more established player, deserves a look. They've had years of progress that they've put in work, and the results are starting to show. Enter Algorand, a project that's been around since 2019. Today, it's making real waves in the real-world asset space. So stick around. Let's talk about why Algorand is worth keeping on your radar and some of the massive partnerships that they've been landing recently. When a company with over $11 trillion in assets under management gets in on any narrative, then we should probably be paying close attention. BlackRock's big boss, Larry Fink, said that tokenization and real-world assets are the next generation for markets. And I completely agree with him. It's going to bring trillions on chain. For those new to crypto, RWA, or real-world assets, is the process of representing traditional physical assets, real estate, bonds, commodities, all kinds of coffee, all kinds of stuff. All these different commodities and real-world items as digital tokens on the blockchain, where they can receive more liquidity, more traders, more owners. And it doesn't stop with these traditional asset classes. Larry Fink believes, and rightly so, that everything can be tokenized. Unlike traditional paper or digital certificates signifying ownership, tokens are stored securely on a blockchain, enabling instant buying, selling, and transferring 24/7 across all liquid markets to anyone in the world without paperwork or waiting. This is going to crack open finance in a crazy way. Larry Fink aptly describes this as a digital deed. And since it is in the blockchain, transactions, verifiable, on-chain, 24/7, it's going to be crazy. Very stark contrast to TradFi now, 9 to 4, business hours, no bank holidays. It's crazy. Transactions can also be completed in a matter of seconds. Try to do that with your local broker or bank. It take days to do anything. This narrative is so promising that it's estimated it'll be worth $30 trillion by 2030, which is insane. For comparison, the whole of crypto is around $2.7 trillion right now. We're gonna have $30 trillion of liquidity come in. This is gonna be crazy. So where does Algorand fit into the RWA picture? Well, before I break that down, a quick thank you to Algorand for sponsoring this video. As always, DYOR, and there'll be links down below where you can learn more and follow Algorand over on social media to stay up to date with all of their latest announcements. So let's start with a quick intro. Algorand is a layer 1 blockchain that launched back in 2019, founded by Silvio Micali, an MIT professor and Turing Award winner. Big brain nerd dude, okay? That's what you want behind your blockchain. The goal: build a blockchain. It's fast, secure, scalable, without sacrificing decentralization. And then a very solid job of fulfilling that vision and bringing it to a reality. Algorand can handle over 10,000 transactions per second with near instant finality. Fees dirt cheap. We're talking fractions of a cent per transaction here. Plus, it's carbon negative, which since 2022, which makes it a favorite for eco-conscious investors. And be at ease, because Algorand has post-quantum security, has no forks and zero downtime. That's the kind of foundation that you need when you're dealing with real-world assets that need to move fast, that need to stay secure, and can feel secure in launching their assets on a chain that they know has the technical capabilities to be around to manage it. So let's get to the good stuff. Algorand's real-world asset projects. This is a crazy list. You got to hear this. There is a whole ecosystem of companies using Algorand right now to tokenize assets, and the variety is absolutely impressive. First up, Lofty, a platform that's been around since 2021. Lofty lets you invest in real estate starting with just as little as $50, which is a really cool thing for just small investors who want to get on the real estate ladder but don't have enough to buy a whole house. You can buy tokens that represent shares in rental properties, including luxury Airbnbs, and earn daily income. Pretty cool. They've tokenized over 142 properties already, with a total value locked of $35 million. Investors even manage these properties through a DAO, which again, super cool idea. Now this is a real estate on the blockchain. It's going to be absolutely massive. Real estate's trillions upon trillions of dollars globally, and it's all going to come on chain. A game changer here too for accessibility for people who want to get started in real estate without the high startup costs. Now, speaking of investing, Exodus, a trailblazer in cryptocurrency wallets, OG in the cryptocurrency space, they went public on the New York Stock Exchange, and they have actually tokenized their common stock, meaning you can buy it on chain using Algorand. Yeah, you can own actual securities, actual stocks of a company on chain. How cool. And here's one of the big kahunas under Algorand's belt here, Travelex. which has tokenized airline tickets as NFTs for over 10 million passengers through 2 airlines. That's crazy. They've partnered up with Viva Aerobus, which is Mexico's 2nd largest airline, all in order to be able to mint tickets on-chain in real time, thus cutting costs for airlines and giving passengers a lot more flexibility to be able to resell or transfer tickets. Those tickets become real-world assets that can be resold. Think about that. Think about how crazy and cool that is. It's nice, too, that blockchain tech is starting to get a little more traction in the traditional finance world, but for some people around the world, bank access or money remittance, basically impossible. Now, to address this, there's actually an Afghan company called Hisab Pay, which has built a payments platform on the Algorand blockchain. Now, the idea here is to facilitate digital payments from international relief organizations directly to recipients. So this is not just about real-world assets anymore. This is solving real-world issues, one blockchain at a time, which is amazing. If you understand how the current payment structure works globally, if you ever try to send an international transaction, it's a mess. Over in Italy, Enel, a green energy company, is actually partnering up with crypto wallet provider Conio in order to allow fractional ownership of solar panels through the tokenization of those solar panels on the Algorand blockchain. So if you're bullish on the future of renewable energy, there's an in for you. You can actually own solar panels. If you're into portfolio diversification, want an interesting asset, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And apparently, Italy is just loving Algorand. You see, the world-renowned Italian coffee roaster, Lavazza, has partnered with Algorand to make their coffee supply chain greener and more transparent, giving customers a clear view where their coffee comes from, how it's made. In 2025, Lavazza recorded over 26 tons of coffee on the Algorand blockchain, and to record all that, the fees just 0.005 cents. Less than you'd pay for your morning cup of joe. That hits good. Next, AgroToken. This launched back in 2020. It's backed by Visa. This one is for the farmers out there. No, it's not about DeFi, yield farming, you degenerates. AgroToken lets farmers tokenize their crops, wheat, corn, stuff like that, into digital assets. Again, commodities on the blockchain, real world stuff like actual corn. The cool thing here is that one token equals 1 ton of grain, and farmers can then use these tokens as collateral for loans or trade them. They've partnered up with banks in Argentina, with banks in Brazil, making it easier for those farmers to go out and to get financing without having to sell their harvest up front, therefore making it a very practical use case to again help real people in the real world with real assets. It's all built on Algorand's tech. Then we've got Climate Trade. This is a marketplace for carbon credits. This was launched back in 2018. You see, companies like Telefonica, Santander, they use stuff like this to offset their emissions by buying certified carbon credits on Algorand's blockchain. That's already happening. That's crazy, right? These huge corporations are already in here doing this. There are more eco-friendly RWA companies who are building on this layer 1 platform as well. For example, Eureka. This is a climate tech company. It's currently leveraging the Algorand blockchain alongside IoT and machine learning, all to enhance transparency in carbon data collection. Now, according to Eureka's engineers, Algorand is a good platform to use because of the big community, the easy-to-use tech library, and of course, the speed and cheapness of the chain. Then we have gold. Of course, gold, the OG commodity. Everybody loves gold. Well, Meld Gold is a neat project because it's tokenizing precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Each token is backed by physical bullion and can be redeemed anytime for the real stuff. Gold's been quite popular in crypto. Silver's still taken off. There's some interesting opportunities here for investors who want to diversify their holdings, but do it on chain. Each token represents ownership of 1 gram of the underlying metal. So a very easy way to add some shiny metals into your portfolio without the hassle of having to store those metals. For the music lovers out there, this one's for you. Anote Music, Europe's leading music investment platform, lets you buy tokens tied to music rights and royalties. Yeah, again, real world assets, crazy stuff. You can buy music royalties, man. They've distributed over 800,000 euros to 25,000 investors across 62 countries since their launch. You can invest in music and make money when it becomes popular. That's crazy. Imagine earning passive income from your favorite songs. Instead of buying the CD, you buy royalty rights and make money. That's the kind of innovation we can really jam to. Algorand also making waves in other places in the Eurozone. There's Quantos offering a digital euro called EURD, EURD, one of the few European companies with an EMI license to issue electronic money. It's fully regulated by the Dutch Central Bank and compliant with MiCAR crypto regulations, delivering a programmable euro with 0 transaction fees. Meanwhile, over in Italy, an initiative backed by the Bank of Italy. We're back to Italy again. Man, the Italians love Algorand. What's going on here? The Bank of Italy and IVAS, partnering up to combat fraudulent bank guarantees, has chosen Algorand as its public blockchain. How cool is that? There's also the integration going on between MasterCard, Para, Algo Wallet, and Immersive. It's almost 100% complete. Now this mashup is going to make it so that crypto payments are going to be more comparable to the likes of using Google Pay or Apple Pay. Imagine that. Just tap, done. That's going to be awesome when that goes mainstream. Very cool. Luckily, of course, residents from Europe, Australia, New Zealand! Somebody's talking about New Zealand, yay. They get the first dibs on this awesome project, so very cool stuff. If you're in one of those jurisdictions, go check it out. You want to try it out. If you're a big blockchain enthusiast, you want to start using the chain more, check it out. I truly believe real-world assets are going to be a big deal, especially over the next 10 years. We're going to have tens of trillions come on chain. It's going to be bonkers, man. Just imagine anything of value that can be tokenized. Coffee, corn, music royalties, metals. It's all going to be on chain. It's all being tokenized. It'll be easier to trade, transfer, verify authenticity, distribute rewards, all that kind of stuff. Furthermore, tokenized real-world assets enable fractional ownership, meaning people can own smaller portions of expensive assets, making them more accessible to a broader audience, thus bringing in more liquidity and allowing more people to become investors. Just imagine the possibilities. The problem here, of course, is that we cannot monitor all of the different projects that are coming out all the time. However, it is a lot easier to be able to check out the layer ones where these projects are actually going to be building. And Algorand, well, guess what? They are proving to be a real-world asset layer 1 powerhouse, a sleeping giant to watch out for. And look, we cannot predict, of course, which real-world asset layer 1s or platforms are going to absolutely be the killer dominators in the market in the coming 5-10 years or whatever. But what we can do, we can always check out the ones that have already seen huge adoption and have been steadily building and are delivering with real results, with real partners. So keep an eye on Algorand. Again, links down below. Go follow them. Keep up to date with what they're doing, and you can get all of the latest about all the things RWA happening on Algorand. Thanks for watching.